Welcome everyone, I'm Tim and this is the controller. Thanks for clicking on Fallout 4, Level 1, Far Harbor. Last time we were able to complete a good amount of quests. We're actually cleaning up the quest log in the Pip-Boy pretty well. We turned in a few at the Nucleus and the last one for Cassie Dalton back in Far Harbor. But while we were away, Longfellow's cabin was attacked, so kind of come check out, see what the damage is. Hopefully our one turret and Longfellow was able to take care of it, and there's no raiders or trappers or anything here that we have to deal with. Right now everything's looking pretty good. Not seeing Longfellow around or humming. Machine gun turret looks good. And Longfellow's just out for a little stroll. So that's very, very nice. But today, since we are back at base, we can drop off a good chunk of stuff and hopefully get our weapons and armor situated. And I'm thinking I want to give just the basic marine combat armor a go. We've been rocking this power armor for quite a bit. I think it's time to just try some basic armor and see how my survivability is with that. And with that, let's jump into it. It's a brand new day. We are out of our power armor and we are back into most of the assault marine armor. As you can see, the right arm looks a little goofy there, and that is because after I went to put it on, I realized I virtually had no carry capacity. And that is even with dropping down to just 3 different guns that I'm carrying right now. Got my sniper rifle, the 2-shot pipe pistol or pipe rifle, and then also a 10mm. I had to give up the shotgun because that was too heavy to carry, and that's going to be a disappointment for any close range combat. But I put on the right arm because, lo and behold, this armor, all said and done, all set up to pocketed. I got it all switched over to pocketed. It weighs almost 103 pounds, and my carry capacity right now is just sitting at only 210. So it takes up almost half of my carry weight just in armor, not counting any charisma gear, food, drink, weapons, ammo that I'm also carrying, not to mention explosives. So that was kind of a disappointment there, as I'm not sure how viable this armor will be, because I just won't be able to pick up anything such as a legendary good item that's dropped, miscellaneous junk, more ammo, anything like that. So I'll give it a go for now as we're heading out, but I very well might just have to swing back to Longfellow's cabin, drop it all in a chest, and go back to the power armor. If I do pick up a little bit more of the good legendary effects, like right now, the arm that I have on is the cunning leather right arm that I had picked up earlier in the run. So the +1 agility and perception, given that additional sneak and action points and just a little bit better perception for the attack and VATS, we'll give it a go. But also, as you can see right there, I'm very, very limited on what I'm actually able to deal with. So it will actually, going to pocketed, will drop the weight just a little bit and give me a little bit more carry capacity. But I'm still only going to be rocking about 15 spare pounds without any boosting from like the grilled radstag. So we'll give it a go, see what happens. It's good armor. Not sure if in survival mode with just the sheer weight of it, if it's worthwhile, but since it is unique to the island and kind of a quest there. I figured may as well give it a go. And now we got the next quest on the old compass there. And we are going to be meeting up with Pearl back at the hotel that we took out the ghouls very, very early in the run. So, that should be good. I don't think any ghouls will have respawned. It has been a while since I've been back, but I don't think it's been too long overall with the slow refresh rates of enemies. It's getting pretty close, but I know I didn't take out all the ghouls the first time I was around, and Pearl might also just be waiting around here somewhere. Probably right up on inside. So, if I recall, Pearl was saying that there was like a breach in security, something along those lines, and she needed outside help, such as a sheriff. But since I, quote unquote, am a detective finding Kasumi, she figured I would be good enough to help her out. Now, of course, I went the wrong way around, but that's okay, because there she is. Doesn't look like any ghouls are nearby. Let's see what she wants done.
I wish we still had the staff to keep up this area of the hotel. It's in quite a state of disrepair. I should warn you, some of the other hotel guests are a bit, rowdy. I was forced to defend myself when a few became a bit handsy, shall we say. The registered patrons are in a more exclusive area of the hotel, though, and do not associate with this sort of rabble. Shall we be off?
Yeah. Let's go.
Very good. This way.
I must say that armor does look very, very nice. She clearly was talking about the ghouls, so I have already been in here. We might be A-okay. No rowdy.
The elevators seem to be out of order on this level. We'll have to take the long way around.
Ooh. Roamer, just Pearl. Now, Pearl, you're supposed to know where you're going. How did you get out if the elevator was not functional there? Seems like poor planning on her part. Ah, shoot. Broken down terminal. Both of them. Ah, this one is usable. Nothing too crazy on this hotel reception desk. They did give some local attractions, which makes sense that as first time playing through, you probably will hit up the hotel a lot earlier than what I actually have, as it's so close to Far Harbor. And then that would give you a couple other locations to potentially visit, either marking them off on the map or just pointing them out that you should go there. But something that is interesting is on the Premier Visitor Instructions. This is talking about once that the reservations have been made, the check-in to a suite will be done after entering the vault. So that tells me that we might be going into some type of vault here for the, premier clientele that they have. So anytime there's a vault, there is always potential for just craziness to ensue. Where are you at, ghoul? Oh. Up here. Are you dead? Yeah, you're dead. You're not dead, though. Whoa, you're fast. Another one popping out? No, just smoke. Okay, so at least a few ghouls dotted around. No, never hurts to double check. See if the ghouls are dead or not.
That's it.
Oh, hello. I was not expecting a ghoul in bathroom. I thought it would just be kind of like a utility closet where I could pick up a bunch of good items. That sucks. That ghoul was in there for, well, over 200 years. And we're continuing to go up. Very, very nice. Start at the top, work our way down to the nefarious bottom floor. Ooh. Bunch of caltrops? And a bear trap? I'm hearing ghouls. Okay, yeah, just gonna drop down. Oh, hello. Okay, good. Oh, oh. I kind of wanted them to hit me just so I'd see what the armor looks like, but looks like it's doing a pretty good job. He's kind of stuck back there. Looks like a good chunk of traps dotted around. Back to hidden. One thing I will have to remember is that I'm not in power armor anymore, so I can't just go randomly run, jump off. But looks like this trapper here had a good idea. Setting up camp here. Looks like a pretty nice little area. Got some ventilation, but a roof. Oh, interesting. I didn't know you could. Actually, I think I did know that you could access tents, but that's nice. We have a trapper's note to take a look at. And we also have a level up. Sneak 4 is very, very tempting. Get that sneaking ability up a little bit higher, but since I'm doing this new armor, just plain 10 more carry capacity doesn't seem like that is a bad idea. And the trapper's note here. This place is crawling with ghouls. Seems like for every one I kill, 2 more show up. Between that big gear thing and the terminal, I know there's one of those vaults in here, but I can't find the thing. I'm setting up camp here, and I'll try to push further in tomorrow. So there we have it. The trapper also thinks that there is a ghoul. Look at a ghoul, say ghoul. That there is a vault in here as well. So big gear thing, that would be the door, and the terminal is probably expert, master locked. But we have Pearl, so that shouldn't be an issue. Ah! Not gonna be able to sneak up on me. Ooh, weathered. 125 for that. Very nice. And I'm going through ammo pretty quick for this too. I would really love another legendary to potentially swap out another one of my arms, legs, even chest piece. Give up just a little bit of protection for just plain more weight capacity and a decent legendary effect. Be very, very worthwhile. And okay, so heading back down. Caution, are they going to be coming from behind or up ahead? More yet. picking up a decent chunk of bottle caps on the ghouls. You can't fool me. Oh, glowing one. Okay. Okay. More concerning. A lot more concerning. Oh, I wish I had my shotgun. Oh, nuggets. One shot left. And I have nothing else handy. Nothing else is set. Oh, that's calibrated. That will be very nice. And I should get that sniper rifle set as well. So I left the hunters back at base. We're going to give the critical shots doing double damage and the critical meter fills 15% faster. We'll give that one a go. Should be able to get a good chunk of shots off with it in VATS. And really, I should start trying to build up that crit. Ooh, very nice. Blood emessified. Glow sights look good. This glowing one had a lot of stuff on it. So it looks like, based on how many ghouls are scattered around, it looks like the hotel was at full capacity when the bombs dropped. Either that or military-grade duct tape. It's just a nice place to congregate. It's kind of disappointing already. I am out of ammo on one of my weapons. And yeah, just down, down, down. Okay, one of these I would think would have been alive. Guess not. A big building. Probably a good chunk that I could have been exploring too.
This elevator leads to the exclusive area of the hotel. You should feel quite privileged that they will be allowing you in.
Oh. There we have it. We're getting to the privileged state. Why am I picking up all those bottles? I do not know.
After you. The elevator is right there.
Okay, privileged area. Pearl seems relatively calm, where once further in, she said that we wouldn't be running into issues.
Maxwell, go ahead and activate the control panel there.
Okay, so yeah, it does look like there are some nice towels in here. Duct tape. You know, gotta keep the ammo nice and cool. Wow, this must have been obviously the laundry area, but for the housekeeping. Okay, so if don't have to work with the ghouls and wow, okay, so that trapper that was way up top, if he could make it to the big gear thing with the computer, which I'm assuming this is what he's referring to, why not camp out down here? You have doors you can close. Yeah, you don't have sunlight, but you can wash your clothes. Interesting. Trappers aren't the brightest in the box. Well, sounded like another robot, and with Pearl, no issue coming on in. And yeah. Vault 118?
Well, it's about time the police sent someone out to investigate. We have many important residents and they're very worried.
Alright. Well, we get to find out a plot of a vault. Maybe it's just gonna be... Oh, another robot? Or is that Pearl? No, another robot. Interesting, interesting. Maybe it's just a vault for robots and see how they interact.
They're at the crime scene again. Don't they realize that they're going to disturb the evidence? You'd better come with me, detective.
Alright, so yes, it is a murder and crime scene. So might be able to do some actual real detective work. And
What the hell do you think you're doing? This is a crime scene.
Do you not see the glory of the thing? The artistry.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Excuse me?
Ezra, you have outdone yourself. This is your finest work. There is more emotion in his death than most have had in their entire lives.
Our friend is dead, Mr. Avita. Have you no respect?
I'm just saying that at least he had the decency to make a spectacle of it. There is nothing worse
Please,
than
if I may.
That's
If
what
I
this
could
is to
just
you?
have your attention.
You're sick.
I'm sorry for shouting. But the detective has arrived and shall begin the investigation henceforth. Please return to your rooms until the detective has examined the crime scene and had a chance to come speak with you.
very
Have a look at
nice.
the crime scene for clues. When you're ready, we can discuss your findings. You are free to question the residents, but their safety is our priority. So unless you have solid evidence, I would avoid accusations.
Alright, so closed vault. The murderer is in here if this robot was indeed murdered. Which there's brain matter. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Looks like we got robo brains, so that probably means that people were harvested unknowingly or something and put in the robots as part of the vault. Like, hey, you can live forever. Vault tech sales, and then yeah, you can just live forever. All right then. Well, let's get on with it. Can examine brain containment and the blood.
Is this blood?
Very, very good detective work, Siegel. Very good.
Looks like the brain enclosure was smashed.
Very astute observations. I love it. All right. I thought maybe you'd have a little bit more to say than that, but I guess not. So it looks like Maxwell here had said to go around and can question people and just start talking to them, try to figure out what's going on. But also, I'm going to have to get the lay of the land for what is available in here. Looks like everything is marked as stealing. But if this is, in fact, a sink, might be some purified water there that I can just drink. We're going to have doors, hallways. This looks like a legit full-on vault. Pip-Boy still says, search the crime scene for clues, but I feel as though I've looked at everything already. Checked the brain, checked the blood, looked around the bottles. So I think that means we are going to have to go and try to start doing some figuring out. The guy that came over here, not sure what way he ended up going, but he seemed a lot more concerned about what was going on than, I think, Santiago. I think Keith was more concerned than Santiago. So maybe Keith was more of a friend.
Why'd you do it, huh?
Okay, a
You
couple.
deserved better than that.
You think I'm stupid? I saw the way he looked at you. You gonna tell me that's nothing?
It wasn't like that. We were friends. He helped me out of a tight spot or two is all.
I couldn't stand by like some pasty-faced Percy while he put the moves on my best girl.
But now the law is on our tail. What are we going to do?
Come away with me. Let's leave this dark hole of a city behind. We can be in Buenos Aires by tomorrow.
Oh, I want to believe you, I do, but they'll never let us go.
Then we'll make our stand here. I've got a gun for each of us.
No, 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 no. The line is, then we'll make our stand here. Two lovers together with a bullet for each of them.
God, why can't I ever get that line? Forget it. I can't do this right now.
Ugh, fine. I'm going to the beach.
You have a beach? Looks like some sort of acting stage.
Detective. I haven't seen someone with a body like that in far, far too long.
Might be able to get some info for flirting. Now, if I'm gonna end up getting over encumbered, aren't I? Because I'm gonna want to. Looks like everything's relatively friendly. Throw on all of my charisma gear. This is gonna drop me down just enough carry capacity. And I think now is probably going to be the time. Let's just hit up Great Mentats. Those last for a pretty good chunk of time. And just plain getting the Charisma 5. I think that's going to be pretty good, as now our Charisma is at a solid 12. That looks pretty good.
Oh, you're not so bad yourself.
You should have seen me before all this. Red hair that was the envy of every girl and legs for days, darling. I'm sure you'd rather hear some of my stories from the silver screen rather than talk about that nasty murder business.
Well, we could flirt some more. I want to talk about the nasty murder business, but sounds like she used to be maybe a TV star.
I must say, you're quite the actress.
What can I say? It just comes naturally. Surely you must be here for my salacious stories of the silver screen.
I can just keep on flirting. Eventually, that if it keeps working, she should like me very, very much and should be able to get all accurate, clear answers.
Have you ever done radio? Your voice is quite enchanting.
Well, darling, play your cards right and maybe I'll whisper some sweet nothings in your ear. Care to hear some of my stories, detective?
She really wants to tell some stories, but I could just keep on flirting.
I must say, I've known flesh and blood girls who aren't half the woman you are.
Keep it up, Tiger, and we'll find out if you can handle how much woman I am. Care to hear some of my stories, detective?
Ah, looks like we can go on a date? Yeah, let's try that.
Why don't we grab a bottle of wine and go watch the sunset?
Sounds good, detective.
Oh, cutscene? Well, okay. Maybe murdered? Nope. I think I'm
That was
alive.
Great, detective, but we probably shouldn't make a habit of this. Catch you later, Tiger.
All right, so I guess Gilda and I just got it on. Oh, she has a room right off from the stage, and did Keith just witness? Keith just witnessed that? At least the door was closed.
Hello, detective. How can I help? Did you have questions about the case?
Can I flirt with you? So, yeah, what are your thoughts on the
Do
case?
you have any thoughts about the murder?
It's obviously Santiago. He keeps going back to look at the crime scene.
Okay, so Keith clearly wants me to just check out Santiago, which we saw that they had a little bit of a fight earlier on our argument about who actually did the murder, and Santiago seemed pretty excited about it. Ooh, very nice. Look at all this stuff. Nice display cases, pool table. And is that a key? Overseer's key.
Perfect.
I am going to need that at some point. And, bed. Bed I can just sleep in. This must be my room. I can just take anything I want. And there's, either that or this was the robot's room that died. Which could definitely be the case. Okay, going up the stairs. Wow, this place is huge. Looks like a bunch more rooms off this way. There's Pearl. Wonder if she works as a shop. This looks like that is,
Protect and serve.
Okay, that's where we came in. Straight in to there. That looked like a shop. Pearl might act as a shopkeeper. Got the security here and purified water? Yes, it is. Should have just waited to drink up here. Yeah, doesn't look like any terminal.
And serve.
Not named. Nothing in the security area. I'm assuming we'll have to get upstairs to the overseer before too long, but kind of want to look around at this bottom level. Okay, so Santiago's that way.
Over 200 years of life and then gone. Tragic.
Whoa. Well, not a decontamination arch. Or a non-working one.
Hello, Mr. Whiskers. Who's a pretty kitty?
Juliana, Mr. Whiskers died last month. This is Scruffy. Remember?
Oh, of course. Silly me.
Just let me have a look at the neural interface matrix, and I'm sure I can clear that.
No, it's not that. I've just caught another cold. Probably something that got in when they sent Pearl out.
Oh, God. Not this again. Last month you were convinced you had the measles.
You're not a doctor. What would you even know about it? Besides, I think it may be malaria.
First of all, I am a doctor.
Yes, but not a real doctor. Robotics isn't an actual medical degree.
Secondly, I've told you time and again, you can't get sick inside the suit. It's not physically possible.
I know when I'm getting sick, Bert. Now why don't you just wander off and play in your lab? Mr. Scruffy and I are going to rewrite the will, so he will get everything when I die because horrible Bert didn't believe me.
Oh, God, Juliana.
Have fun,
Whatever.
dear.
I'm going to the lab. Hello, detective. Did you need something?
Oh, so area doctor, and I'm assuming that those are all ashes of cats. So Bert and Juliana are married, I suppose, and oh, Bert here seems to have helped make RoboBrains, which is curious that he is a RoboBrain. Maybe perhaps he wanted to live forever and keep doing work, but he had talked about voice modulator being an issue. Maybe we can learn more on that.
RoboBrains have a voice modulator? Tell me about that.
That's what allows us to recreate our original voices. They can mimic any normal human voice, actually. I've speculated for some time that the issues we had with our recruited subjects is due to the brain attempting to preserve a sense of self. Maintaining our original voices helps reinforce the neural network, sort of like playing music for an Alzheimer patient. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
Maybe later.
Very well, I'll just get back to my work then.
That could be something interesting. That I didn't think of. The Robo Brains. Cat, did you do that? You need a litter box. The Robo Brains can mimic other voices potentially, so that is interesting.
Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder? If you ask me, it's one of those actors. Or that horrible painter. Their type is always the cause of violence.
As she thinks actor, but very nice. She's paranoid about getting measles in the suit or anything like that, and she's wearing a mask. Very fitting for the times we're in right now.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Juliana Riggs, heiress to the Riggs fortune and wife of Bert Riggs. I'm not sure what else you expected, Detective.
Maybe later.
Good luck catching the murderer, Detective.
All right. Probably nothing else in this neck of the woods here. Yeah, that is a lot of junk laying around. And makes sense that there'd be the arches for... great mentats wore off. So those didn't quite last as long as I thought they might. Another open bed, perhaps? Yes, yes, indeed. Ooh, Santiago, you work with the place that does the little shocky.
Well, if it isn't the long arm of the law. Tell me, are you a devotee of the arts? Does that cruel muse call you to her entrapping bosom?
So, speech check probably won't be able to pass it now that the mentats have worn off, but we'll give it a go.
Art is life. Without it, we are no different than animals.
Perhaps, if all we are is a sentience floating in a suit of flesh, or metal, I suppose, then art is the only true communion with the world. Come with me.
Okay, so artist.
Tell me, what does this piece say to you?
I don't know.
It's about composition. The balance of colors and emotions and the struggle to maintain internal order.
Indeed. This was the last piece I did in a series of portraits of Gilda. Number 1378. Her emotional landscape is superimposed on the portrait. The reality of the subject is distorted as the ego attempts to project itself. This way.
All right, we're getting a little art tour, and I think Siegel is trying to sell it way, way too much.
Tell me, what does this one say to you?
Yeah, about the war. No, trees in space. Absolutely trees in space.
It looks like trees. In space! Maybe it's about the struggle to maintain life adrift in an empty void!
Intriguing.
It worked.
What a post-cynical futurist interpretation. All meaning is contained in the struggle for life to continue. He must ascend.
Siegel, you are doing a splendid job. Splendid, splendid job. Really selling out for what the paintings mean.
And what about this one? And please be honest, for art without honesty is just politics.
It's a cute little kitty cat. Red speech check. Probably not worthwhile to pop more grape mentats. So
This is this bullshit. You're talking out your ass and wasting my time.
I can see this discourse is wasted on you. Truth be told, this is my best-selling piece. I did this series under a pseudonym, of course.
Of course it's the best-selling.
More money than any of my serious works. And I did the whole thing as a lark. What does that tell you about the value of art to the common man, huh?
Yeah, fair enough. Whoa, whoa, what are you doing? You missed. Wonder if I could get sprayed. Shoot, shoot at me, shoot at me. No? No? Okay.
Hello, detective. Here to broaden your mind through artistic inspiration?
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
The person you should be looking at is Juliana Riggs. That Philistine would not know art from her own excrement. She and Ezra had a rather dramatic fight recently. You could hear her banshee screeches all the way across the hotel.
What were Juliana and Ezra arguing about?
I don't know. I was painting at the time and I was trying to block it out. Though I bet Gilda probably heard them. Maybe you should check with her.
Well, we certainly are getting a lot of map markers. And he had overheard a fight going on from
Hello, detective. Did you have a...
Juliana and Ezra.
Hello, detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
I heard you had a big fight with Ezra a few days ago. Care to explain?
Oh, well, it wasn't that big a deal, really. He wanted more money to pay for repairs on the hotel. I wasn't feeling well that day and lashed out a bit at the poor man. I really should have listened to him more.
Maybe later.
Good luck catching the murderer, detective.
I don't know about her. Good luck catching the murderer, detective. Seems a little on the... Ha ha ha, I did it. You'll never catch me. Wah ah ah ah. Oh, the beach. Very nice. They actually do have a beach. And water.
Hey there, Tiger. Here for more stories about my acting career or something else?
Properly hydrated. Very nice. Yeah, we kind of got it on and then left, but I guess we should probably answer some questions.
I had some questions to ask.
Sure, darling. What did you need?
Apparently, Juliana had a big argument with Ezra a few days before he died. Did you happen to overhear any of the conversation?
Oh, yes. I haven't seen a woman go off like that since Teresa Dubois fired her costume designer. But to get back to your question, it was fever pitch, detective. She had apparently gone to the overseer's office to check on the state of things and found it in horrible disrepair. But, and this is where it gets interesting, it sounded like she found something that really set her off. Couldn't hear what, though. Did you need something else?
I've gotten the impression you've had an affair with Santiago.
Look, I love Keith, I do. But sometimes he just can't give me the attention I need. A girl gets lonely, detective. It only lasted a few dozen years. The man's a bit much, even for me. Did you need something else?
Only lasted a few dozen years. Nice. And then I just came waltzing in, and yeah, so I'm a little bit of a potential homewrecker. I didn't expect that. Okay, so oh, very nice touch, the sand going up on here, tracking it in. I like that. That's good. And yes, indeed, the showers. So, says search the overseer's office, which will in fact be upstairs, but looks like it's probably only 2 levels. Overseer's office, which I have the key, thankfully. And then just Another step going back down. Way up here. Let's not let anybody potentially see. So, okay. There was at least a human here at one point. Oh, and this looks like this is a prime vantage point to potentially know who murdered who. So it looks like the point of this vault was to test the differences between two separate vaults, highly rich and then poor. Have 10 of the highly rich and then 300 of the poor, and see how they interact, knowing that they're each on the other side of the wall, and the lower class has nothing of note. So all the staff duties and security will be robots to adhere to make sure everything's followed to the T. But what is interesting is here the change of testing parameters. This is completely unheard of. One of the subjects from testing group A is apparently a researcher for General Atomics on some sort of advanced robotics program, the RoboBrains. And he and his wife have convinced the other members of Group A that, with the international situation becoming tense once again, their best chance to outlast the war is to have their brains inserted into these robots. And they're doing it voluntarily. It's absolutely insane. I've tried to convince my superiors that this will completely discount the test results, but they seemed more intrigued by the idea than appalled. So that is interesting in and of itself, but the door wouldn't open. We received the activation notice from Vault Tech to begin the test, despite the second wing still being incomplete. However, when I attempted to trigger the recruitment protocol for Test Group B, the poor group, the system informed me that I had been locked out. Someone from Test Group A seems to have overridden the system to prevent the admittance of the local population of the island. They've been pounding on the door for days, and there's nothing I can do. And then, finally, I can't take this. Oh no, it's been weeks now, and I realized today that I've become the test subject. Instead of testing the social interactions between the locals and this rich group of dingle hoppers, it's just me trapped in here with them. They're going to live forever, and I have to deal with them for the rest of my life. I can't take it. Oh man. Oh, nice little vault experiment there, which not sure if that was actually the initial plan and it was never planned on switching over, or if it just so happened that the overseer just got screwed.
Progress on construction of the second wing of the vault is completely stalled. Once the premier area of the vault had been completed, funding seems to have been cut off. My supervisors have informed me that they haven't received payment from Mr. Parker, and Vault Tech won't pay out of pocket to continue construction. I've repeatedly approached Ezra about the finances, but he keeps telling me that Mrs. Riggs hasn't transferred the funds. However, when I asked her, Juliana said that she had just given Ezra extra for the gold paint in the rooms. I've hired an investigator to look for signs of embezzlement in a few weeks.
Sounds like Ezra was embezzling from his investors.
Now I just have to really find Ezra again. I must be missing a chunk of this vault somewhere.
Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about...
There's evidence Ezra was embezzling from his investors.
Oh, well, I really don't believe that. Mr. Parker wouldn't do such a thing, I'm sure.
Maybe later.
Good luck catching the murderer, Detective.
Yeah, you hear that? She's got to be the murderer. Not sure how, not sure why, but that just seems like that's the case. Nothing else I can investigate there.
Protect and serve.
So where is... Okay, this is the lab. This is Ezra's spot.
Hello
Oh.
again.
Bert.
Did you need something?
I thought you were... Where's Ezra at? And yeah, Juliana acting strangely. Yes, 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 yes.
Have you noticed Juliana acting strangely lately?
Oh, well, I'm probably just being paranoid, but she's been so much more pleasant lately. I mean, it's been nice, but also a bit unnerving. Most people don't really understand us, but I always appreciated how she can just take charge of a situation. It's what allowed me to focus on my research. I'm worried something has happened to her. She doesn't seem like the same person. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
Interesting. Maybe not the same person. And I'm wondering about Ezra. Is that who is dead? I may have missed that data and that info. Maybe Ezra is not out there. Or, very possible, I haven't found anything else. And Juliana's not the same. That might be cause for doing more grape mentats. But let's first go down the Ezra route.
I heard.
Yep, just hang on. Let me do some drugs.
What do you mean? Juliana's not the same person.
My wife has always been a very harsh woman, Detective. I don't know who it is in our rooms, but that is not my wife, Detective. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
So he claims that's not his wife. Maybe Juliana is potentially a murderer, and it changed her somehow. All right, fair enough. So he doesn't think that that's his wife. I'm assuming I have to go back to Juliana. That must be a guy. That must be Ezra. They killed Ezra, who was embezzling. But compass marker says go back to Juliana once again. Well, I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, if there is a bug to this quest line, if I did something in the wrong order. But I have walked around the entirety of the vault, or at least from what I can tell, talked to everybody, exhausted all of the dialogue options, and can't seem to progress any further than right here. I talked to Maxwell here, and that is in fact Ezra that was murdered. So not sure what I need to do. Looking on here, it says investigate Juliana Riggs. I talked to her. There's nothing more I can do. Talk to everybody else about her. Nothing more I can do. Investigate Santiago. I've talked to him. Talked to everybody else about him. And just plain search the crime scene for clues. Not sure if I'm missing a clue somewhere. If there's like
and serve.
Underneath the body that I have to somehow drag it. Or what. But I got the brain. Got the blood. Not sure what else is there. So I'm kind of at a loss, and I'm hoping that you guys can help me out a little bit. And otherwise, think I'm gonna either have to call this quest just dead and complete and not worry about it, and be kind of disappointed because this was kind of a nice murder mystery. Try to go around, figure out who killed who. A little intrigue of like the voice changing and Juliana seeming different, but that could be easily because she killed Ezra, and then turning around and is just a little bit different because she feels bad, wants to cover up. Something along those lines, but I can't even potentially arrest anybody and make the wrong accusation. So, not sure what that's going to entail. Might have to go to the Fallout Wiki and see if I'm missing something else too. So, a little bit of a anticlimactic disappointment of an ending, but I don't know what else to do. So, if you know, please leave it in the comments. Otherwise, I will look it up and hopefully get this rectified for next episode. And if I can't, we're just going to press onward going into Far Harbor. But thanks for watching, and thanks for joining. And until next time, Powering off.